Hi, I'm Olivia Sitton, an RBT here at Babcock Center.
And I'm Andrew Lorick, an RBT here at Babcock Center.
Today we're going to be talking about the importance of the environment. So the quality of a person's life depends in large on the type of environment that they are in. The environment means that this is the type of place that the person lives, they work in, they play in. The environment also means who a person interacts with on a day-to-day basis, as well as the quality of those interactions that they have. So looking at the slide, the first point is the environment of people with developmental disabilities play an important part in positive behavior support. The three most important ways. One, the most important way an environment affects positive behavior support is an individual's enjoyment with day-to-day activities. We want environments chosen by people with disabilities that help them to do the activities that they enjoy, to do things with materials that they like, and to have as many positive interactions with people with different people in the environment. The second way the environment affects positive behavior support is that when environments help people with disabilities to do things that they enjoy doing, and then they learn useful skills and to have many chances to use those skills, hopefully in typical integrated settings. Doing useful things also gives people with disabilities chances to receive a lot of positive reinforcement from support staff and also from others in the environment. The third way the environment affects positive behavior supports systems is the way when people enjoy their environment and are active in useful and meaningful ways. Problem behavior is not likely to occur when they have a more enjoyable environment. Now we're going to go into our first question. Number one, what are the important ways that the environment affects the people that we support? Select all that apply. Is it A, enjoyment, B, learning, C, independence, D, problem behavior, or E, all of the above? The answers are A, enjoyment, B, learning, and D, problem behavior.
Because of the importance of the environment on life enjoyment and positive behavior support, we must make sure we provide the right kinds of environments for people with disabilities. There are many important things to look for in a person's environment. However, there are four most important things. The first thing to look for in an environment is whether people with disabilities have many choices. When individuals make many choices during the day, such as choice of what activity to do, where to go to eat, or even leisure activities, they are more likely to enjoy themselves and be actively engaged in meaningful activities. One of the most important choices for people with disabilities is the environment in which the person lives, works, and plays. As much as possible, people we support should choose the environments in which they spend their time. It is worth noting that whether a person chooses where to live and whom to live with is one area on which community support agencies are evaluated. Again, when people make many and important choices, they enjoy their lives more than if someone else makes choices for them. Daily enjoyment means problem behavior is not likely to happen. We will talk more about how to provide choices in later class sessions. The second thing to look for in an environment is how typical the environment appears. By typical, we mean that the environment is like the environments in which people without disabilities live, work, and play. Having a typical environment also means an individual spends a lot of time in regular communities. Regular communities are where most people who do not have disabilities spend their time. Typical environments support individuals with disabilities in learning and using skills that are useful and meaningful to them. As we talked about earlier, when a person has and practices useful skills, problem behavior is not likely to happen and outcomes meaningful to the person are likely to result. A third important thing to look for in an environment is how well the environment suits individual wants and needs. Environments must be suitable for each person in the environment. For example, the way the environment is set up should be suitable to the person's age. Adults should not have to live or play in an environment that are set up for children. The environment must also suit each person's physical disabilities. Environments must be set up for wheelchairs in some cases, with easy ways to go outside or inside, and for people with disabilities to get the things they want. The fourth thing to look for in an environment is preferred items and events of people with disabilities. We must know what each person likes and make sure those things are present in the environment every day. When each of the things just noted is in place in the environments of people we support, then problem behavior is not likely to happen. If problem behavior does occur, however, it is important to look at the environment in which the behavior occurs to see if these types of things are in place. If they are not in place, we must change the environment. The second question for this: when looking at the environment, what are some important things to look for? Is it A, choices, if it is a typical environment suited to individual needs, preferred items and events? B, choices suited to individual needs, the happiness of the consumer, and if it is a typical environment? C, if it is a typical environment, preferred items, choices, and human rights are met, or D, none of the above? And the answer is A, choices if it is a typical environment suited to individual needs and preferred items and events. And a good example of this, so let's say you have consumers that do not like loud noises and don't like going to where crowds are. It probably wouldn't be a good idea to go to, say, a big event or a concert where you know there's going to be a lot of people walking around and loud noises occurring. When providing choice to what kind of activities that the environments take place, it is important to make sure that we know these preferences so that we can provide choices where it's less likely for problem behavior to occur.
So looking at the environment and making changes where needed should occur before a BSP or behavior support plan is talked about for an individual's problem behavior. That is the first step when thinking about a BSP for an individual's problem behavior, is to look at and where necessary improve the environment. One way to look at the environment is to think about the good and bad things in the environment from that person's perspective. When there are bad things in someone's environment, our job is to change the environment to make more good things happen for that person. In short, one cannot treat problem behavior if the behavior occurs in a problem environment. If the things we have talked about are not present in the everyday environment, then the environment is most likely a problem. In later class sessions, we will be talking more about how to change environments to make them as pleasant and as possible for the people we support. We're going to go into our last question. Number 3. True or false? Problem behavior cannot be treated in a problem environment. The answer is true. Problem behavior cannot be treated in a problem environment. It's important to remember that if there's a problem behavior, it's likely because of the environment. Thank you for watching, and you have a great day.